was always called the Sloppening because I thought that's just a great name for what's going on. I was just thinking about, there's that quote in 1984 by George Orwell, and it's, if you want to imagine a vision of the future, just imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever. And like, I was thinking about that. And the reason I was thinking about that was because of, you get those weird ads for like mobile phone games where it'll be like a king tied up and then pulling, and they're just these weird, crazy, I'm like, how are these things being made? And then I kind of, in my head, I came up with this little ditty of just like, if you want to imagine a vision of the future, imagine a thumb tapping on a mobile game ad forever. Do you know what I mean? That was the start of that thing. And I was like, well, what's going on there? Why is this image and this line emerging in my mind? And I think it's just like this idea of a dystopia where we just overrun with slop. And slop to me, and I wanted to define what slop is, because everyone can, slop's a bit like that famous quote about the US lawyer or whatever, where the US court judge who's like, I don't know what pornography is, but I know it when I see it. You know what I mean? And like, I think we were in that state of being when it comes to what is slop. And I wanted to define slop in a way that was useful to us so we could spot it and avoid it. And I think I landed on, which to me I think is the right definition of what slop is. It's content that's produced only to move a metric rather than to have an objective that metric's designed to measure. So it's like anything that's content that's produced and put out in the world that doesn't serve an objective, it's just designed to increase a metric, clicks, likes, shares, whatever. There's no deeper purpose to it. And I think with that definition combined with what you can easily do with AI, you can really see how if we set out to move metrics, and I don't know if you saw the thing recently, but Mark Zuckerberg said like, oh, clients, marketers will be able to plug into Facebook their objective and then we'll do the rest and their budget, And like, this stuff's getting worse, man. Because like in the sloppening, I'm talking about, well, actually, if you just set out to increase a metric, then you'll just produce slop to increase that metric, rather than anything that actually affects the objective that sits behind it. And then this Zuckerberg quote comes out where he's saying that. And I just think like that to me tells me everything I need to know about like where we're at as a industry, because I'm pretty sure that what he's talking about there isn't objectives, it's metrics.